So one of the things I get asked all the time is, does the wing work? Well, the answer is, I know it does, but can I feel it? No. One of the big things is I need to be at speed, and under normal circumstances like the street, you only go 60, that's like at the very beginning of maybe where it'll start to work. So one of the big plans is I'm going to track day this car a number of times, and this will help me with high-speed cornering. The first thing people usually notice on the front end is, well, what is the splitter? And well, the answer is a road closed to through traffic sign. The thing that most people don't notice is my amazing zip tie work. So for this, the headlight had broken off on one of its little flippy mounts over here. And so what did I do? Well, not replace it, that'd be stupid. All I did was I zip tied it up, and now it works just fine. I can't flip it up and down, but that's okay because the wiring for it caught on fire a while back. One of the bigger visual differences between this car and a standard 914 is the fender flares. If you want to check out me putting them on, it's in episode 1 of Subydoo. But with a lot of things that I do, it doesn't work. So over time, the fenders have started to peel off the car. Some of them ran into an issue where the wheel fell off while being trailered, and so the wheel went up and crushed it off. And the other one started to get ripped off when the bumper was removed for the wing, because downforce. Most people don't realize about 914s is they have two trunks. One, the front, and in the back, the trunk. Up here in the front, we have a radiator, and that takes up all of it. So you can't use it in this case. And what does the radiator do? Well, up until recently, it kept getting airlocked for no reason. And so I had to take out the thermostat, which you shouldn't do. Don't take out the thermostat. And that kind of actually fixed the problem. It makes it circulate better. But there's been other problems. The brakes are really hard to bleed. One of the big things is the master cylinders keep failing. I've had 3 master cylinders fail on me, and then one of them was the wrong one, so I'm on my 5th one now. And I do have brakes, but they need to be bled again. That's how bad it is. From the factory, this car came with many features. Let's start over with the buttons. First, the radiator fan. This is not stock. I had to add this because water cooled now. This, you would think would be the flashers. It's not, it's the running lights. This button was the factory installed defroster, but now it does nothing because it's broken. Then we have the headlights. You want to go down or go up. The headlight clunks like that because I used the wrong screws. Then over here we have the gauges. Only this one works because reasons. Then these don't work because reasons. Then this doesn't work because of reasons. Over here we have the heater controls. None of these do anything. This is the only one that does stuff. It turns on and off the fan. Right here is your wiper switch, if there was one. This is the horn, and then this is the fog lights, if there were any. Then we have the Bluetooth radio, custom installed. Then the glove box, and then all wrapped in beautiful carbon fake fiber. The doors come stock equipped with a beautiful door card, in that there are none. To reduce rattles, the factory installed a balloon into the door to keep this from rattling, and then beautiful, I think, Alpine speakers. I don't really know. I just found them. The window crank is missing its little nubbin, so it's really, really hard to roll up, but it does roll up nice when there's a crank that works right. One of my favorite parts about this car is the shifter. This is just a vice grip welded to the shifty thingy. And so the story behind it is, one day I was trying to make a shifter that came up to about here, and then I put the vice grips on to see where the throw was, and I was like, dang, this is comfy. So I was like, break out the welder, and then I welded it on, and then now it's comfy. The floors of this car are installed with what I call ghetto dynamat. So what this is underneath here is all this dynamite. What it actually is aluminum roof repair. It does a good job of doing what dynamite does, but for like $10 a roll of 25 feet versus like a lot for Dynamat. And it works well. See, I didn't cheap out. There is actual Dynamat in this one though. I didn't actually install it. I got it for free. Inside the engine bay, which doesn't close by the way, is an EJ20. This is out of a 99, I think Forester STI is what the eBay post said. Yes, that's where I bought my engine from. And this is the blow-off valve featured in a previous video. And cold air intake because horsepower, and intercooler that does probably nothing because it's not cooled in any way. One of the questions I get all the time is, what does this wire do? Why is it here? Why do I have to sit around it? So what it is it's for the Cobb access port. I don't have it today, but it will show me things like my coolant temperature, battery, boost, pressure, because all of the gauges up there don't work except the tachometer. I fixed that with an Altoids can. One of the more visually obvious differences between this car and literally anything else other than the wing is the color of the doors. The doors are a different color orange, obviously. But this came because when I first did the doors, I used polycarbide pads, and so it warped the entire door. And so even any Bondo I could do, which I can't very well, obviously, look at all the fenders, it made it look like trash. And I know it looked like trash because I saw a picture online that someone randomly took of my car, and I saw it and I like almost threw up. It was so gross because of like all the crinklies on the door. I'll show it now because it's really bad. It's not that bad in reality, to be honest. But now, I threw on the new doors. They came free with Dynamat. What else could a man ask for? Oh God, this is gonna be a scrape to start off. Originally, this car came with a 4-cylinder that made about 80-ish horsepower, I believe. And obviously I couldn't take that, so I put in an EJ20. For all of you that don't know, an EJ20 is from a Subaru WRX usually. They're turbocharged 4 cylinders. So the power band on this car is amazing. It's so crazy to me because from the bug I had where you have no power all the time, this car goes from like medium, like good power, to friggin' a lot just as soon as boost hits. And it hits hard in this car. This car is really rough over bumps. I mean, obviously it is like a sports car, but I feel like it's a little bit more so. And one of the things that people don't tell you when you put hood pins in a steel hood is that they tend to make a lot of noise over bumps. And so you get a yeesh noise when you go over bumps, and it's not a turbo, it's just the hood squeaking around. And that's annoying. But, I mean, I'm pretty used to just hearing crap when I go over bumps and, like, noises from my car. Because the Volkswagen, when you drive that around, if the car wasn't making noise, it was dead or broken. So, you got pretty used to it. This car handles fantastic. Around corners, this car is like super flat. And it's really odd because this car did not come factory with sway bars. Some of them did, such as like the 6-cylinder version. Ooh, scrape in there because it's low. Scrape again. Yeah, but for no sway bars, this thing is flat. And probably it has to do a lot with the Boxer 4 engine. They really have they have a low center of gravity, so there's like nothing to body roll, and there's really nothing higher than, let's say, like 40 inches on this car. It's about as tall as your normal toddler. Brakes are fantastic on a good day, because in the front there is Boxster S calipers with Carrera 911 rotors, so this thing can dissipate some heat real great and like stop easy. The back is still stock. It's going to get the Boxster treatment in a little bit, but it's not really a priority because that doesn't do most of your braking. Turn signals don't work. I mean, they do, but they're the buttons on the steering wheel. The stock does literally nothing. Thing I forgot to mention, handbrake doesn't work. That's always nice. This thing is trash, but like, it's good trash. And so is everything else we have on Zip Tide. Like, the Doge, the Chevin, this car, everything. Life wouldn't be interesting if I didn't drive a crap car. I know it's my own car, but I mean, I can try and rate it on an objective scale. So what I think I would give it is 3 bananas and an orange out of 10.